All right, so we have our Django project and app set up. Now let's actually create the models and the tables for our project. So we're going to want to go into our application directory, link plant, into our models.py file, and it automatically imports models, which gives us access to these classes and functions inside of this models module from Django. And if we remember again, each class is a table in our database. And for this project, which is a Linktree clone, there's going to be profiles. So we'll each have a profile. So example, I'll have a profile, you have a profile, and your friend might have a profile. And then there's going to be links that are associated with the profile. So I might have a link for my website and for my Twitter account, and you might have a link for your website and your LinkedIn account, and your friend might have his own links. So we're going to need two tables here, this profiles table and this links table. So let's go ahead and create this profiles table. So we can say class profile, and we have to inherit from models.model. Again, this is just a class that we're getting from this models module imported from Django. So it gives us some functionality out of the box. And then every single variable that we create inside of this class will be a field on that table. And so we'll probably want the name. So the name of your profile, it could be my name, for example, Don Bacchiano. We'll probably want a slug, which is a URL friendly version of the name, or someplace that if we went to in the URL could show us this specific profile. And then maybe we'll also want a background color. So I might want my profile page to show up yellow, you might want to use blue, and your friend might want to use green or something like that. So we can go ahead and create these fields. So we could say name equals, and we're going to say models.care field. And this is a class, again, that we're using from this models module that we imported up here. And we have to specify max length, and we could say it's 100. And under the hood, this care field is a class that handles creating this character field in the actual database. So this is functionality that we're using from Django. So that's our name field. Now we want to create a slug, a URL friendly character field essentially. So we can say models.slug field. And this takes max length as well. And we could say max length equals 100 again. And so again, this is a class slug field that we're using from this models module from Django. And under the hood, it will create this slug field in our database. And then the last field we want is this background color. And we'll use a care field again. So models.car field. And then we'll specify max length equals 50 this time. And we don't want the user just to be able to type anything out here, because what if somebody types blue with a capital B and blue with a lowercase b? Let's just give them some options to choose from. And so to do that, we can say choices equals, and then we'll make a variable that will hold these choices. And we'll just call it bg underscore choices. It'll be a constant, so we'll do it all capitalized. And then up here, inside of the class, we can just make this variable. So we can say bg choices equals, and we'll make it a tuple of tuples. And so we can specify two values here. The left, we'll say blue, is what will be saved in the database. And then the second value is what will be shown in the admin and other parts of the website that the admin has access to. So this is considered the human readable form, and on the left side is considered what's saved in the database. So we'll use all lowercase for consistency and capital for human readable. So we can copy this down twice, and we'll just press Control D to select the next occurrence of that word, and we could say green. We can make this one capitalized, and then we can do this down here again, Control D to select the next occurrence, and we could say yellow and capitalize this Y. So now we have this variable, bg choices, that contains these possible choices, blue, green, and yellow. And in this bg color field, this char field, we're assigning choices to BG choices. And Django knows that this char field class can accept these choices here, and it will let these choices be selectable. So then we'll have consistency. We won't have to worry about if somebody used a lowercase g or a capital G for green. We know that this is the green that they want. And then we can also override the $string method, so it displays better in the admin. So we could say def _str _, and it takes in self. And then whatever we return here, it will be the string representation of this object. So we can return self.name. So this will be how it will be displayed in the admin. Instead of just being profile object 1 or profile object 2, now it will just display the name value. Perfect. So that's our profile. The next thing we're going to want to do is create our link table. So we can create a class link that inherits from models.model. And this is just the model class from this models module that we imported up here with some functionality out of the box from Django. And in the link table, we'll probably want to save a few fields as well. We'll probably want the text, so what to actually display for the link, the URL, the link itself basically, and then the profile that it is associated with. So the first thing we want to create is this text field. So we'll say text equals models.car field. We can specify a max length of 100. We can specify the URL as a models.url field, like so. This is a URL field class from Django, so it will make sure that this is a valid URL. And then the last thing we want to specify is this profile. And this profile isn't a text field. It's going to be some relation to this table, an entry in this table up here. And so this is more getting into databases themselves, but there are three main relationships with these relational databases. There are many to many, there's one to one, and then there's many to one. And so let's just walk through this example and see which one we want to use. So a many to many, in this case, would mean that many profiles would be associated with many links, and many links would be associated with many profiles. And we probably don't want that because this would mean that your profile and my profile could have access to the same links, and my link and your links could be on any profile. We don't really want that, right? They're just specific to our profile. And a one-to-one would be each profile could have one link, and each link would be associated with one profile. But we don't want that either because we have many links probably. We have our website, our Twitter, our Facebook, our LinkedIn. So I think we want this many-to-one relationship. We say many links are associated with one profile, and one profile is associated with many links. And that's exactly what we want, because my profile here is going to have my website, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, and your profile is going to have your website, your YouTube, and your whatever else link. And to do that, we use something called a foreign key. So we could say profile equals models.foreign key. And basically this will be a reference to a specific profile that's saved in the profile table. It will really connect to the ID of that entry, but this is how we create a many-to-one relationship. And we have to specify which table we want to associate this with, and this is the profile table. And then we have to pass in onDelete equals models.cascade. And this basically means that when the profile is deleted, if I were to go in and delete my profile, it would delete all of the links that I had associated with my profile from the database as well. And there's different values you can pass here to do different things. If you wanted to make it so that when you delete a profile, it keeps all of the links, you could use a different function here, but we'll just stick with this one. It makes the most sense. When someone deletes their profile, delete their links as well. And then we can also add related_name as links. And what this does is right now, this profile field lives on this link table. So if we wanted to access a certain profile that's associated with a link, we could easily do that. we could just look up a specific link and then look up that profile through this field. But if we were on the profile table or profile object, let's say you selected your profile, you only have access here to the name, the slug, and the background color. So how would you get all of the links that are associated with your profile? Well, by default, it uses a variable called link underscore set. So the model name underscore set. But when we define this related name, it will use links as well. So now we can say profile.links to access all of our links. So that's what related name does. Perfect. So we've created these models. Make sure you save that. Now let's go back and actually create these migrations so that they are applied to the database. So we could say Python manage.py make migrations. And it created our model profile and our model link. And then we can say Python manage.py migrate to apply those migrations. And since this is our first time making the migrations, we'll see all those initial migrations as well. But then we also see our migration here for link plant 001. Perfect. So now we've created our models and we've applied the migrations. In the next video, we're going to set up the admin and create a profile and links. So I look forward to seeing you in that video.